Hello.
Well done, brave hero. Your labor has borne fruit. Enjoy these goods as a reward for your dedication.
Saradini. Thank you very much, Saradini. 8 months. Thank you very much for your continued support. Mm-hmm. Okay, let's see here. Doing more plunging into reference hunting. A reference hunt. The plunge. Damn wicked. Hello. What's up, Kula? Okay. We will be continuing working on our Tarkov guy. We gotta get this helmet shaped and sized properly. Alright. Hey, that's cool. It's a good friend. Tree of Life Essence for you, Saradini. Perhaps I should give you some wisdom for your making things session. The caterpillar's journey is a reminder that we all have the potential for transformation, and that our greatest strength often lies hidden within us. That's right. Okay. I think we need to reduce our size here. Maybe not so much the width, but the height. Theoson. Oh. Yeah, we're sculpting a character from Escape from Tarkov. To go down with the top here. Definitely down a bit. Hello, Luna. Muy bien. Muy bien. Theo, son. You have a good one, my friend. Hey. Shobi. Muchas gracias. Yeah. He's certainly come a long way since his adventure boot only days. Very shiny. I always love the aspect of the polymer clay that if you use a metal surface correctly, you can make it shine just like the metal. Hey, thank you. Yeah, I'm happy with the vest. There's gonna be a lot of bags on there. We won't add those till later. No, no, no. Not those kind of bags. You get some sleep, Fenrir. Stop it. It's not sustainable. Okay, Seradini. Have a good one. I'll sleep when I'm asleep. 'Cause I'm looking at reference. Wiki sites are the worst for like just ads everywhere. Little propeller. Well, I'm just trying to make sure I get that the helmet I'm making is proper for that type of character. Doesn't look like bear and USEC helmets are separated. Yeah. It can be overcome through perseverance. The battle of symmetry always wages on. Yeah, everything's been hardened except for the helmet that we've started. Getting closer to that final shape. Looks like you skipping wrist day. Yeah. Don't do that. Perfect curve. There's no such thing as perfect. Just close enough. Getting there. It's not just the shape, though, it's also the size. It is tricky. Samil. Thank you, Samil. It's just a player character. He's not. It's not like a named character or nothing. It stays as workable as long as I want. It doesn't cure until you heat it up, bake it. No worries. A perfectly reasonable question. How dare you disturb my clay shining process? I have to start all over. How dare you? Guards, to the stockades with this one. Yeah, it's good. Yeah, so right now my mission is I've got the shape where I want it, so I'm just cleaning it up as clean as we can get it, and then we're gonna bake it and lock it in. And then we're gonna do another layer. We're gonna do more on top of this, like the kind of like the ear pad region. Make any adjustments we need to on this. I could even sand it if I wanted to. And then we'll just continue on top of that. This will give us a good kind of strong foundation for the helmet, though. Beat Weasel. DJ Beat Weasel in the house. Oh.
The strength of the cnotbusch kingdom lies not in our walls, but in our people. March to war.
Mr. Mank, how do you do, friend? Good evening. Very late evening for you, 2 a.m., Mr. Mank. You burning that midnight oil again? This guy. Bust Crafter, hello. What was Mr. Mank up to today? What's he been working on as of late? Haven't had a chance to check in. Me always night sculpting. Yeah, you've always been a night owl, haven't you? We are doing a Escape from Tarkov character. Polishing a helmet nice and smooth. Good night, my friend. Thanks for the raid. Sleep well. Well, it's not really a perfect sphere. It is a quite unique shape. Hey, what's up, Leonidas? Okay. All right. Let's get that in the cookery. Good start to the helmet. I'm sure we're gonna have to make some adjustments, but that'll be a good start. All right, I'll get that in the oven, and while that's cooking, we're gonna work on some robot sculpture. I'll be right back. right. Let's see how our mold turned out. Okay, let's cut this. All right. Now we just got to paint our C1 separator in there, let it dry, and produce our duplicate. Well, we're working on a Tarkov character, just a player character. He's in the oven now, so now we're working on. This is a robot, an original character. Bear. I decided to go with bear. I got to choose. The client let me pick. Dr. Eggman vehicle vibes. Yeah. Could take the head off, open the door, and have a whatchamacallit, Calcifer or whatever his name is. Heron. Hey. Thank you. Appreciate it. Don't forget to like the smash button. Yeah, I got those chef fingertips there, Deagle. I'll handle hot projects out of the oven as well, just with my bare hands. Do not do unless you have trained fingertips. Hagar. Are you a Deutschlander by chance? Swedish. Nice. Okay. Now we'll take some clay and we'll just smush it in there. That'll create a duplicate of this piece right here. Yeah, you know. Don't want to put all my eggs in one basket with this whole sculpting thing, you know. Gotta have a diverse portfolio. So this is a liquid called C1 separator. What it does is, so this mold I made out of the clay, this is out of the cast clay. I sculpted the first one, and then I created a kind of an indentation of it on both sides here, say 2-part mold. Painted it in there, so now I could take some more clay here, and we're just gonna kind of smush it in here. And this is going to create the duplicate part. So now instead of sculpting this piece twice, I only had to sculpt it once. And just create a duplicate. Duplication. my daughter would like a hug and kiss goodnight. We'll be right back. All right. Of course, she was trying to con me into wrestling with her before bed. But I still got my hug and my kiss. Little manipulation machine. Oh, I have an idea. I don't know why, but isn't it funny, like, when you just mix and match characters, how it actually looks pretty unique? Like, it would actually work. One of these days, I'm actually gonna commit. If they had the same peg size, it'd be perfect. I'm just scared to lose to her. Yeah. I'll see. Be like Sid from Toy Story, but with sculptures. I should really standardize my brass tube usage. Oh yeah, we use bigger one here because we're actually feeding whatchamacallit, fiber optic cable through there. Technically, I'm doing it here too, but that's right. We gotta carve that panel. Troll heads, yeah, you're right. Premium troll heads. Premium. Machine King. Polish games. Never heard of it. Let's do a little bit clay glue in between here. Yeah, I drove up to northern Wisconsin. Beautiful area. Met my biological father and family. And yeah, it was an amazing time. Not much more I could say, really. Really connected with them all pretty much right away. Me and my wife and Emma. Quite a surreal experience. They all look like him, even the ladies. Yeah, all bearded, all long bearded wizard folk. I was even gifted a sword. My father's sword. Pretty cool, huh? It's a real heavy piece of steel. Man, that's a hefty object. Not for one-handed use. Yeah. My very first sword. Well, yeah, gonna chop all the wires to everything. We are going to Germany soon, but haven't gone yet. This is just a little 5-day stint. We're going to Germany for 1 month coming up, middle October to middle November. I will be streaming while I'm there, but I will be streaming at a different time. Yeah. Okay, let's see here. Let's sculpt the pipe here. Is he a blacksmith? No. No, I don't. He didn't make that sword. But he used to collect them. It's the last sword of his collection. Gave it to me. He's quite a hands-on guy. He's worked as a diesel mechanic for a long time, and also was an electrician for a while and a plumber. Now he just works for himself, doing like home remodeling and all kinds of different jobs. Decks, fences, you name it. Rewiring. One of my aunts and uncle's house got struck by lightning, and man, he has to pretty much rewire the whole house. It's one of his current jobs. So. Yeah, I'm not sure he's too much into like fantasy. I mean, I guess something got him interested in swords, so. Can we normalize cloaks again? Have you ever had a normal job? I have, yeah. Before I started sculpting for a living, I was just kind of bouncing from kind of retail job to retail job. I started working almost pretty much right as soon as I could. When I was 16. My first job was a grocery store, a mom and pop grocery store called Montgomery Market. It's owned by these two Greek brothers. Greek guys. They making $6.50 an hour was the minimum wage at the time. And then I worked there for a while, and then a buddy of mine crashed his car, and he delivered pizzas for a mom and pop pizza shop called Masciano's. And he asked me if I wanted his job since his car was busted. He couldn't do it no more. I said, yeah, sure. I really enjoyed that one. And then see what happened after that. Then I moved out to Colorado for my school pursuits. During that time, I was working at a sporting goods shop called Big Five Sporting Goods. I was there for a while. And then, let's see, how did that play out? Yeah, ended up quitting school and got a part-time job working. Oh no, yeah, quit school, moved back home, worked at Home Depot. Back to Illinois. Lumber and building materials department, so I was driving forklift. Then moved back to Colorado for reasons, and got a job working at Target in the dairy cooler. So, rotating milk and checking dates on all the dairy stuff. And I was doing that part-time. That was the only job I could find. And that's right around the time when I started sculpting again. trying to think here. After that was... I don't really remember. I think I quit working at Sculpting. Started to pick up, and I think I tried sculpting full time and quit my job at Target, and that didn't work at all. So then I had to frantically find a job, and at the time, a friend of mine was the department manager of electronics at a Walmart. And so I asked, I needed a job like ASAP. So he got me in the door right away. Got those paychecks rolling, but I kept sculpting. And then he quit working at as the department manager, and then I took his spot. So I became a department manager. And then I realized why he quit, because it was just insane amount of pressure and work for very little money. And then I decided to go apply at Best Buy, and got the job. And then during the Walmart and Best Buy days, I had discovered streaming and started streaming on Twitch. And it took about 9 months for things to really start taking off. And that's when it got to another point of taking the plunge to pursue sculpting full time again. And so I quit. I didn't quit Best Buy by choice. My car was actually set on fire by somebody, so I didn't have a way to get to work. But thankfully, I had built this side income, and I just decided, well, guess I'll try sculpting full time again. And just definitely been a bumpy road with lots of mistakes, but I've maintained being able to continue doing this since then. Haven't had to go back to working for somebody. That's been 15 years, 14 or 15 years since I quit my job, or since I stopped working at Best Buy and started streaming and sculpting full time. What made you get into sculpting? Well, it was something I was interested in younger. And I had my grandma bought me a book about sculpting, kind of like it's like step-by-step tutorials on how to make, those books on like how to draw an owl, and it's like shapes and step 1, draw owl shape, step 2, add details. It was like one of those, but for polymer clay characters. And when I was like 10 years old, I really got into it for a little while. That was my first kind of dive into sculpting. And I just kind of came into the, it was the thing I was focused on for a little while, and then it fall to the wayside doing other things, and then I'd pick up where I left off, and it was just kind of this back and forth of on and off switch through my younger years. And then it was when I got that job at Target, and I needed another form of income that wasn't, I couldn't get any more hours at my job, and I couldn't find it. I actually didn't want to work a second job. So that's when I thought to try to start making some money doing something on the side that I was at least above average at, so that's what began that quest. So And the key was combining my passion for the sculpture with games and creating game stuff, stuff that that people wanted that you couldn't find. So, what's your favorite game of all time, nostalgia or new? I don't know. I don't think I could really pick. Maybe nostalgia would probably be like Skyrim or something. But I have a hard time picking favorites. If you had to go back, would you do anything different knowing what you know now? I would do so many things different. I made an obscene amount of mistakes. I would go back and give myself a swift kick on the butt. Many times. Oh yeah, definitely. When you go from just working normal kind of entry level jobs like that to all of a sudden now you're working for yourself with no sort of guidance for business or discipline or anything like that, you can make a lot of mistakes. So, but that's part of the journey. So, but yeah, those mistakes certainly can take a lot of time to fix. I would have, if I would have went back, I would have told myself not to go to school and to just actually really pursue the sculpture and just stick with it, How do you handle fame and the paparazzi? I'm not big enough to have to worry about that, thankfully. Well, it's I always worked hard at my jobs, even the one I was working for somebody else, but just that concept of like, well, with those jobs, all I had to do was show up and just work hard, But when you're doing it, when you're working for yourself, it's much, much more than just showing up and doing the thing that's in front of you. Like there's more. It's like that's the saying, well, if all it took was hard work, then the donkey would own the farm. Have you ever heard that saying before? Which is true. It takes much more than just hard work to run a successful farm. That's why the farmer's in charge of the farm and not the donkey. Yeah, it's funny. Wisdom is a funny thing because, once you get on the other side of the wisdom, you want to share it with other people. But you remember yourself when other people were sharing wisdom with you and that you just didn't even like hear it. You didn't even care about it. So then you go through and learn things the hard way. And then you're the one that's like sharing the wisdom with other youngsters, and they're doing the same thing that you did. The cycle continues. In the hopes there'll be that one youngster that decides to actually listen and apply the things. There probably are. But yeah, that's how it is. We're all on our own journey. Oh yeah, I know. Yeah, it's pretty rough, man. That's rough. I do feel bad for the younger generation. But at the same time, sometimes being at your lowest, or not sometimes, a lot of times being at your lowest and having a kind of hopeless, being in a hopeless state of mind causes you to really truly find yourself. So takes getting to that low point. At least that's how it worked out for me. Yeah, part of me is when I see someone going or know somebody or see somebody that's going through a really rough time. There's that part of me that's hoping that that's the low point they need to be at to really find themselves, to find their way. To be a seeker. No, it's an original, just an original design. The original character. Just a fine elbow. My years of being a gopher, to go to the hardware store and pick out fittings for my dad. Paying off. The old pipe fitting aisle. Fruition. No, they always say no experience is bad experience. The older I get, the more I learn that is true. Some of the skills you learn that you thought would be the most useless things become a crucial part. That's a good idea. A little bit of a little patch job. Well, like UV resin mixed with a paint. You been hiding ideas from me, Clayton? Don't you be hiding ideas from me. Well, you'll pay for such transgressions. Occasionally. A little water droplet effect. Yeah, well, I've actually been not sharing with you, Clayton, the very best. You think what I've shared with you is very good, but it is just the entry level. The only thing I've been showing you guys is the entry level stuff. Just so you know. I knew this betrayal was coming, and I have strategically withheld all the true clay bending secrets. I knew it. It was foretold. There's a secret 1-hour session that happens every night after a streaming day, where actually 95% of the work gets done. All the hours of streaming, only 5% is actually getting done.
Hail, noble ally. Please accept these treasures as a gift for your unwavering service to the kingdom.
Very nice, Varl. Very nice. Is it possible to learn this power? Yes, but you must procure an alchemist stone. You know how to do that? Coming in with the high caliber dad joke. No, high grade. Isn't that what metal is measured in grades? High grade dad joke, indeed. Thank you for the 54 months of support there, Varl. I appreciate it. Pataste Rana. I appreciate it, my friend. Thank you for the support. The magic within you is powerful and untamed. Use it wisely, and it shall lead you to greatness. That's right. Taming oneself, that is the trick. To tell yourself you're going to do something and actually do it. If you can do that, you can do anything. And here is the true test. Next time you're in the shower, turn it all the way to the cold and stand there for 30 seconds. That's the ultimate, I'm gonna do this, and no matter what. and this will train your willpower, your ability to do something despite the level of comfort. I'm just saying. If you want your willpower to grow, you must test it. Polar plunge in January. Oh, there you go. It's the same thing. It's willful discomfort. That's what it is. Because most things that you need to get done and do and strive for in life is not comfortable. So even learning is uncomfortable because nobody likes the feeling of being bad at something or not quite understanding something. It creates discomfort, struggle, frustration, all these things. So you have to willfully say, you know what, I'm going to be uncomfortable, but I'm still going to continue to do this thing. So, and then actually do it. Not give in to the shiny comfort in the distance. Why learn something new when you can come sit on the couch and watch TV? It's really comfortable. That's totally what it is. This is the battle we all struggle with. Every single one of us. Nice, Varro. Yeah. Well, it's just like if you ever, it's like a exercise. When you finally convince yourself to go through with it and to do it, you always feel better about it afterwards. And you're glad that you had done that, or like going on a hike or whatever. The thought of it before it happens is terrible, and but the afterwards is like, yeah, I'm glad I did that. Glad I did that. But yet, next time it's still going to be just as hard to convince yourself to do it. Yarab, hello. What a tricky thing in life, isn't it? Yeah. Look, I'm just trying to give you guys the keys, okay? At least from what I understand. The keys. While also trying to acquire the keys myself. I'm definitely not perfect. Oh. Nah. I usually enjoy, once you get out on the hike, I enjoy it. Definitely afterwards, too. This is the backpack to this robot character. Just hiking around. What was it? True adventure, real adventure has discomfort. There's certain ingredients that real adventure has. It's discomfort, uncertainty, a little bit of fear. A recipe for a real adventure. And if you think about it, those tend to be the moments you remember the most and reminisce about. Like weathering a bad storm, get stuck out in it. In the moment, you're probably very cold and not very comfortable. Let's just say Frodo Baggins was not very comfortable during his journey. We are very comfortable watching him from the couch. It's like enjoying the good part of a adventure. Just watch someone else do it. After this summer, I have renewed appreciation for cold. Yeah, until you're 2 months into winter, and then you're like, oh yeah, when's it gonna be summer? And round you go. We had a very wet summer here. Lots of rain. Very good for the garden. That's true. Yeah. And, you know, you go out on a cold day, if you got the right gear on, it can be quite, it's miserable when you don't have the right stuff. I discovered the power of mittens, like really good well-insulated mittens are so much better than like fingered gloves. It's a huge difference if you've never tried it before. If you have a problem with your hands always getting cold during the wintertime, get yourself some mittens. It makes perfect sense when you think about it. It's so much easier to insulate a whole area where your hand is than to insulate each finger individually. Oh, nice, Recon. That's awesome. Bioluminescent plankton. Oops. Yeah. Yeah. No comment. Don't worry, we've all seen it enough that you don't even need to see it. We already did it for you. And anyone else that hasn't seen it, it is complete. No need. We got you covered. Oh my goodness. Don't buy into the propaganda, Clayton. That's what they want you to say. And literally be everywhere and the whole world shuts down for it. Yeah, I agree. So much money, though, you know? They gotta make that money. Just curious. What is the, let's see here. Yeah, 989 billion retail sales from November to December. Okay. 989 billion. Okay, so what's a normal? It's hard to get data on that because they've spread out the holidays throughout the year. Those clever companies. Let's see. Okay, so for August it was 700 billion, 710 billion. Still a big difference between 989 billion and 710 billion. Just an extra 200 billion. Almost 300. What's the lowest? January to February. Wait, really? Oh, cause it's over. That's right. $700 billion. Okay, interesting. So there's the low and there's the high. It's a big difference. Okay, well, random rabbit hole. Let's get back to work. Have you ever watched Peter Draws on YouTube? He is an odd one. The robot reminded me of some of his art. Yeah. Didn't Peter used to stream on Twitch too? I'm pretty sure. Peter Draws. Yeah, I know Peter. Oh, I thought he did Twitch as well. I think it was a long time ago, but he did used to do Twitch. I'm pretty sure he did. Maybe he doesn't anymore. But I do know of him. Mr. Korvik. How are you doing there, Mr. Korvik? I'm doing just fine. Oh, nice. Started smelling death, did you? All right, thanks. Oh, by the way, an announcement. I'll have to post this on Discord too, but we're gonna start Sunday stream at 8 instead of 9 for the foreseeable future. Moving forward. So it'll be what, 9 or 8 to 11, 8 to noon. Rise and shine, that's right. Have I ever tried sculpting digitally with the tablet and a computer? I have.
Noble ally, please accept these treasures as a gift for your unwavering service to the kingdom.
Manimal Mother, thank you very much for the 37 months. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. Polyjuke Potion. Thank you for sticking with me, Manimal Mother. See what we got here. Sometimes a journey can seem long, but remember to enjoy the scenery and the company of your companions. That's right. Yeah, welcome in, Lemon. Yeah, I've not really extensively, Lemon. It's been like poking around maybe a handful of times in my life, just not something I've really pursued or really, took the deep dive into. I just never had to. I discovered doing traditional sculpture first, and just kind of, specifically dealing with polymer clay and making one-of-a-kind creations. I created a niche for myself that doesn't really have room for that, so, and it's working, so I just kind of stuck with it. That's just what it is. If what I was doing wasn't working, then of course I would start exploring other things until you find the thing that does work, But for me, I just happened to discover the thing I wanted to do, and it was working right away. So I just never really had the need or the desire to start doing digital, It's interesting. I've talked to guys that have been around since the transition from traditional to digital in the big industries, and they all had a need to switch because that's where the industry was going, and you could see it coming, and you needed to switch because that's just the way things were going to be done. And in order to maintain relevance in the workforce of the industry, you had to adapt. And when they came out with tools like ZBrush, they actually designed those tools to appeal to traditional sculptors, to get all these guys that have been doing it for, guys that have been doing things traditionally for their whole career, to get them to switch over to digital. They had to make a tool that was designed to feel kind of like how clay, how sculpting something with clay feels. That's why when like ZBrush came out, it was so it was so good at getting a lot of those old guys to transition over to digital. Because before that, it was kind of like how Blender, I don't know if you ever worked with Blender before, but like there was no real sculpting going on. It was more of like setting up points and connecting the points and creating planes, and like it was more of like how a draftsman, somebody who's into drafting, would build something three-dimensionally, as opposed to being like sculpting. So but yeah, so I just never really needed to explore. So yeah, sure. And it's, I certainly have nothing against digital. It's just not the path I chose. I think if you're gonna you want to get into like a more of like an industry job, really in any industry, you need to learn digital sculpting. But who knows, maybe that thing coming down the pipeline, just like when digital first came out, is now the next one's already out, which is, with AI. I'd be kind of concerned for any job that's tied to a computer, to be honest. See, every market has a culling that happens when a new technology is made, where the amount of jobs that are available in that market, there's like a culling where, you know, the fat is going to get cut. So for me being a traditional sculptor, the culling had already happened. So it's already happened. So just like painters that do traditional painting, the culling already happened for them. So if you're still existing past that culling, when like digital painting came out, you know, then you'll be all right. But there will be a shift. There'll be some sort of a culling of jobs, if you will, with digital, where the way everything is right now will shift. It'll change, you know. But, you know, I don't know, just like when candle makers were relied upon by society for all the lighting, there was a lot of work for candle makers, you know. Lots of jobs, lots of work, lots of customer base. Then the light bulb was invented. All of a sudden, there was a way less candle making jobs. But it didn't completely go away. It just became more of like a niche thing. Now you got scented candles that people light in their house to make it smell good, not to actually light the house. So that this is the kind of thing you gotta think about. It's like that it's gonna shift and change things. There's way less candle makers nowadays than there was before. But candle making didn't cease to exist as soon as the light bulb came into the picture, you know. So it'll be something like that. Just yeah, I don't think anybody really knows the impact of all that stuff that's going on with AI. Probably way bigger and crazier than we would expect. And it's really the thing is the speed at which things are changing is accelerating. It's not just a constant speed where it's like, okay, you know, it's like quadrupling every time there's an acceleration. It's like quadrupling in speed. So that's why I don't know, can't really know. I think by the time what I'm doing becomes obsolete, I don't know. I think that'll be the least of our problems. It's me figuring out what I'm going to do to make some money for food. I'll have to revert back to my gardening skills by that point. Some guerrilla gardening. Scurrying the world looking for John Connor to save us. All right. Well, yeah, I don't think so either. I think as an artist, it might be wise to, at least on the side, if you're digital artists, on the side, try to figure something out that's more hands-on, more connected to humanity, you know, or because as time goes on, that'll be more valuable, you know. So more, yeah, of course it is. It's just a fact. It's just a reality. So yeah, I mean, yeah, I think as things continue to progress, something that's handmade becomes more desirable as the digital sphere continues to grow. So something connected to the human soul. I think people always want minis at the quality you produce.
Well met, loyal friend. You've made a
Hey.
real impact on the realm. Thank you for your contributions.
Thank you so much there, Thank you so much, Dinik. I appreciate it. Tier 3, thank you for the above and beyond support. 1 year. I appreciate it. That being said, I'm going to let you guys know that I'm actually an AI model that was generated. The real cnotbusch took his decades worth of stream footage and uploaded it into me, and I just kind of emulate. I crunched all that data, and I'm just emulating what a cnotbusch live stream looks like. So like all of this is just simulated. So the real cnotbusch is he's on the couch just playing Skyrim. So I'm like a machine in his workshop that just runs night and day. So oh wait, you get to pick. Okay, bone rejuvenating tonic, skull and crossbones, and scale of dragon. Make your choice. Oh. Quality is horrifying. Well, yeah, and you always have to imagine. You have to imagine that the things that we have access to as the peasants of the world, we have to imagine that that's not the best that there is, right? So just think about that. I already did yours on the 9th. Well, why is it doing it again? Maybe it was from the month before. Well, choose your new wisdom. Oh, I see. Make your choice. Clips of those streams, of course. Yeah. Dragon scales. Okay. Mm-hmm. Like an alchemist turning base metals into gold, you have the power to turn ordinary moments into extraordinary memories. You sure do. For better or for worse. I say choose the better, not the worse. Although the worse is probably easier to turn it into an extraordinary moment, and the better is a little bit harder. Embrace the power of the dark side. Do it.
Let it be known throughout the land. New champions have been welcomed by our honored recruiting hand.
Do it. Deagle. Hey, thank you so much there, Deagle. 5 gifted subs. You get a wisdom, my friend. Bone rejuvenating tonic for you. Let's see what it says. The blossoming flower reminds us that even in the deepest winter, life can still bloom anew. That's right. And the Brussels sprout teaches us that even in the harshest of winters, it can endure. Some of us are built like Brussels sprouts. Some of us. All right, my friends. Hey, thank you so much for the. I'm serious, man. I grow Brussels sprouts in the garden, and many winters have I grown them, and they don't die. There's like literally like snow on top of them and everything. Still green, so that ends up becoming usually food for the rabbits in the wintertime. You're built more like asparagus. You got roots that go down 50 feet. Nice. Nice, Clayton. Bringing up all the... that's why asparagus is actually really healthy to eat. Its root system goes so deep that it's pulling up minerals and nutrients deeper than most plants can go, and bringing them up into the asparagus. So when you eat it, it's very nutrient dense. So, fun fact. In trees, once you view trees as miners, you view them differently. A large tree is just a mining system. It sends down roots really deep to extract minerals and positive compounds. It travels up the trunk of the tree on the underside of the bark in the cadmium layer, and it goes up to the tops, grows the leaves, and then what happens in the fall? Deposits the leaves right on the top of the ground. So it's like a yearly like mining cycle of extracting stuff deep underground and bringing it to the top level of soil. That's why leaves are so good for garden health, because it's literally just minerals and nutrients from deep below brought to the surface by the power of biological mining. Trees are just miners. Okay, on that note, time for me to get out of here and get some rest. Let's find someone to raid. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Thanks for all your support there, especially at the end. I appreciate it. I will be back tomorrow morning. It is Friday, so if you want to come in and get a troll head made, you can commission... where's that here? You could come in and commission a nice troll head to be made. Comes in this fancy gift wrap box. Any sort of challenge you might have, any type of character you want made, I'll sculpt it into a head. And yeah, it gets painted. You can get them unpainted, but $75 for a painted one, and unpainted is $50. And yeah, it's been really fun to do these. So if anyone wants to join in, and we only do 4 a week, and it starts at 11 a.m. Central Time. So make sure you're here for that if you want to get one made. Fun to make, fun to watch, and it supports what I'm doing here. So, and also gets some of my artwork to you for either your own collection or as a gift for someone else. All right, let's see here. Let's find someone to raid. Let's see here. Get them while they're hot. Only 4 a week, so they are all numbered. Ever since we started, we've been numbering them, so they are, quite the collector's item. Numbered and signed. Let's see here. Let's drop you guys off with a Brock, Mr. Brock. He is a airbrushing Canadian fellow. Let's go raid him. All right. Till next time. Bye-bye.